Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Dyvonne and today I'm going to share with you how I make these wonderful campfire potatoes, and we are going to be doing them at home on our grill, but I'm going to share with you if you're doing them at home or either at your campground over your campfire. So first we're going to be using some russet potatoes, and the size of the russet potatoes I'm using fit really well in the palm of my hand. Now some are going to be really big, like if it's more of the baking potato size, and then if that's the case you're going to use about 6 of those, but this size we're going to use about 8. Now in the description box below I will have a list of all the ingredients you need to make these delicious campfire potatoes. And so what I do is I go on and I slice them. Now also what you want to do is I rinsed all my potatoes really well with cold water to get any debris or dirt off of them before we slice them. Now when it comes to the thickness or the size in which you want to slice your potatoes, you want them about this thickness about here. You don't want them too thin and you don't want them too thick. You want them about this thickness. And visually I would say if you took say 3/4, if you took 3/4 and you stacked them together, about that thickness, not too thick, not too thin. Okay, now once you've put your potatoes in cold water, you want to go on and dump the cold water off of your potatoes, because you want your potatoes to be fairly dry when we go on and we go to this next step. Now these campfire potatoes, this was a recipe that was showed to me and given to me by a sister scout leader. Her mom was a scout leader many decades ago, and so she used to make these potatoes when they would go camping with their troop and also with her family. And so her mom shared this with her and they made it for years in their family. She shared it with us in our troop. We started making it when we were taking the girls camping. I make it for my family and it just comes out so good, y'all. So now I'm sharing it on with you. So what you do next is that we have a big piece of foil. You want to use the thick foil. You want to use the heavy duty foil. Okay. And then once we do that, you're going to use 1 stick of butter. Now with the butter, you can use either salted or unsalted butter. Either one of those is going to work fine. You're also going to want to put on your piece of foil 1 tablespoon of softened butter. Okay, and so then what we do is we just go on and we lay our sliced potatoes out that we have drained. You want to lay your sliced potatoes out in rows, just like I'm doing here. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returner, welcome back. I want to thank you all for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your good vibe comments. I appreciate it so much. And my little channel is just starting to grow. And I just thank y'all all for tuning in and watching my videos and commenting on the recipes and sharing that you tried with my recipes, whether it be the beef and potato casserole video and that you enjoyed it, your family enjoyed it, or you tried my cherry crisp or my applesauce cake, and that just brings my heart so much joy. And so I'm just so glad to share it all with you. So I invite you to not be a stranger and come back and visit me again in my kitchen. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to put on some celery salt. Now with celery salt, a little bit goes a long way, and you just want to sprinkle them all on top of the potatoes. And then what I do is I kind of open up a few of the potatoes, and you just want to go on and go down the rows just like I'm doing here, and just sprinkle a little bit of celery salt in between the potatoes as well. And so that way both sides of your potatoes, it's all going to get some nice seasoning just like I'm doing here. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to put in some grated Parmesan cheese, and we're going to just shake it all over our potatoes just like this. Now if I were to measure it out, it's going to be about a 1/2 cup up to about a cup or so of this grated Parmesan cheese. You shake it all over till you have a nice sheen all over the potatoes. Then you lift the potatoes and you want to shake the Parmesan cheese in between the rows of the potatoes. So just go on and go through and lift up the potatoes just like I'm doing here, and just shake it all between. Now next what we're going to do is that 1 stick of butter that we had sliced into little pads, and then we sliced those in half. We cut that in half to end up with these small rectangle pieces. You want to take those and tuck those in between the slices of potatoes, and you're also going to be layering them on top. You're going to use the entire stick of the butter. Now once we've done that, we take another piece of foil and you're going to put that on top. Okay, and now you see when you do your foil, you want to have at least 2 inches, but 3 inches is better, of foil overlay on each side, because what we're going to do is we're going to make a nice pocket where this steam is going to create inside of our foil pocket, and it's going to cook and sizzle our potatoes. That Parmesan cheese is going to start to adhere to the potatoes, the butter will melt, and these potatoes come out so good, y'all. And so just go on, and this is something that's really important, is that you do want to use the heavy duty foil. And the other thing is that you do want to make sure that you're doing good folds. So I'm going to be folding on the sides, each side 3 times. You see how I'm pressing and folding? And then I take that fold and I go around the sides. I do 1 fold and then I go in and I tuck and I fold again. You want to do this all the way until you're at the edge of the potatoes. You see how I'm tucking? And then I fold and I press, make a really tight seal. I go in, I fold the foil 1 more time. And it's important that you want to fold. You do not want to crinkle or gather. You want to actually do a nice fold, crease it, fold it again, just like I'm doing there, and do a nice seal. I crease it and I fold it again. This is very important because you're going to be flipping your potatoes, whether you're doing it on the grill at home or you're doing over your campfire. You want to make sure that your potatoes do not go flying everywhere. So that's why that crease and fold is very important. Now my grill has a lid, but you do not have to have a lid on your grill in order to make your campfire potatoes. So our potatoes will cook for about 20 to 25 minutes, up to 30 minutes, just kind of depending, but at least 20 minutes. Now, right now, our potatoes have been cooking for about 10 minutes. You see how the foil bag has really puffed up, filled with steam, and you see how I'm just flipping them, and you see why that crease and that nice tight seal is so important. So your foil bag will expand, and what I like to do is I take my tongues and I just kind of crimp it just like that. But I know that I've folded it really good, so I don't have to worry about my potatoes going all over the place, but I still like to just crimp the edges. So now our potatoes have been cooking for about 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes. And now what I do is I shake my potatoes, because what I have found over the years in making these campfire potatoes is that if the potatoes are shaken a lot in the bag, they need to cook some more. Done potatoes do not shake as much as raw potatoes, okay? And so that's what I've learned over the years of making these potatoes. Now something else that I also like to do is I use my tongue, or either you can use a long spoon, and I press on the bag with the potatoes to check for the tenderness and doneness and see if there's some give. That also lets me know my potatoes are ready. Now this is nice. This is really nice and hot. And so what you want to do is I usually like to use a butter knife, and I just kind of uncrease my edges. Now for my grill, I can set the temperature to whatever I want, whether it be smoke or to grill. I had my temperature on my grill was set at 400 degrees. Now when we are camping and I do the campfire potatoes, it's on the grill, of course. And whether I'm using barbecue coals or wood, I wait till the fire has died down and you just have that red glow. At that time, I put it on my campfire to go on and cook the potatoes. Well, these are our potatoes, y'all. They have come out nice and tender. We have some crispy edges. Go on and take your bite. I'm going to take a bite and see how we did. Y'all, these potatoes, they never disappoint. Oh my gosh. These are so good. The family always requests them. And you know, I usually make 2 big sheets just like I did today, but I make 2 of them when we go camping, because there's about 15 or 20 of us family that all go together. And so my family, we enjoy camping and fishing, and we just have such a great time. But what I do with the leftover potatoes we do the next morning is we make breakfast burritos with the potatoes and some eggs, and then we put bacon or sausage in it, and it makes great breakfast burritos for the next day. But today we have done a nice backyard barbecue with some nice tri-tip. I'll share with you in a different video on how I like to do my tri-tip. But that is it for me today, y'all. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go on and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, don't forget to show it some love, give it a thumbs up, click share this video with a friend or family, and remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. See you on the next one. Bye bye, everybody.